Live already.
No, we weren't. Man, you look like did you flatten your hair or you got a hat on or why does your hair look so matted down?
I don't know what it is. I had a hat on today.
Uh,
I'm almost regretting not wearing one just now, but you're right. Give me a moment.
all right, put on your gay hat.
But now
Look
it's
at
all
us.
bright.
Look at that. Hey, take advice from us, kids. Look at us, huh? The crazy guy. We know what the hell we're doing.
Who would win, society's finest or two fuckboys in the mic? I've always said it.
We will always win. I just woke up kind of. I'm glad you could make it. Yeah, God Almighty. I'm looking up asshole consulting. I don't know what the hell happened. Like a ton of people just came in. I don't know if Fresh and Fit mentioned me or what, but I gotta go through some fan mail later. Hey, you want to see some really boomer of me? Very old man.
Yes.
Okay, so I got a new phone. It's a Pixel 2A. All right.
And you just showed your background.
Yeah, I just showed my background. All right, so I could do hard flex or whatever. Anyway, that phone is a Pixel 3A. Guess what I paid for it?
$100?
You darn right, you got it. Yep, I paid $100. I mean, a little bit more with tax. What did I pay for my previous phone that doesn't work worth a damn?
300.
I'm gonna glad you're sitting down. I spent almost $600 on that phone last year.
What did you buy?
Well, here's the thing, it's the time versus money thing. I needed a new phone. 2 phones ago, it was starting to crap out on me. I needed it to do work. So I go to the cell phone store where nothing but the worst dredges of America work on commission. And the cheapest one they had was like this 450, and I had trouble with the other phone, like it wasn't user friendly, and I would get agitated, and anger management, remove all sources of agitation and frustration. And so here's a Samsung, right? I'm like, oh, I remember having a Samsung, like the Samsung 2 many years ago, and it worked great. So I dropped the extra money on a Samsung. Like everything else, it's going to shit. The keyboard doesn't work. So I dealt with this frustration of this keyboard where the M was actually the backspace. You had to type a little bit to the left of the M, and the space bar was where the period kind of were. Like the keyboard was crap, and the screen broke like on the second day I had it. So I carried this correct screen. They just this thorn in my side for a year. And I said, you know what? I've never had any, like, this was supposed to be the fancy phone. This was supposed to be the phone. It was big.
The first phone you actually spend money on. It's like, oh, my first real smartphone.
Samsung. I hope China, not China. I hope, what's historically, I hope Japan invades Korea again. I hope they come down there and beat the ever living crap out of you people.
Dude, I am not going to lie. My dad had a Samsung. Oh, by the way, real quick, could you do that thing where we're more in the screen? Where you enlarge us?
God Christ almighty, Jack.
Thank you. That's the one I meant. So my dad had a Samsung. And it's like every day he had something. And, yeah, I don't understand my phone. It's like, you do understand it. You just don't want to learn it.
Too lazy. Yeah.
Boomer's going to boom. Mm-hmm. And at a certain point, he saw I had an iPhone. He's like, "What's that iPhone about?" He doesn't actually talk like that.
Does he sound like that? I was okay.
No,
that's your English version of him.
He's actually pretty. He's actually got a very domineering present
baritone voice. Okay.
Mm-hmm. And he saw I had an iPhone. He's like, What's that about? I'm like, Dad, you just stick to your phone. You're not going to get an iPhone, whatever. He's like, well, my work allows me to get a new phone. I'm going to get an iPhone. I'm like, I will turn my fucking phone off. Just so you know, I'm not helping you out. It's your choice.
Yeah.
My phone didn't go off. What the hell? No texts, no nothing.
Yeah.
I'm like, well, probably he did manage to turn it on. It's that.
So, what, he didn't turn it on?
Well, I went over to him. Like, how's the new phone? He's like, perfect. Manages well. Can do everything I want with it. No issues whatsoever. I'm like,
wow.
Thanks, Apple.
Yeah, maybe it is. Maybe we gotta get all the boomers their phones, their Apple phones.
I mean, if I ever hear anybody complain again about Samsung versus Apple, I'm like, Apple managed to reduce my annoyance factors by just creating a phone. Okay.
Mhm.
What did Samsung ever do for me? Android, whatever? No.
Dude, this thing, I'm not kidding. It's almost going to the financial lesson you should take from cars. The cars are getting so not advanced, just more complicated and more annoying that if you wanted to fix it, you need to be a computer engineer. And I'm going back in time. Like the most recent car I bought was a 2002. And even there, it kind of dings a little bit if you don't put on your seatbelt. But it's going to be the same thing with the phone. Like, what do you need the advanced processing power? I mean, it essentially is a computer, but you don't need the advanced processing power. I just do some video. I need a good camera. I need a little bit of data in storage to save images or do some videos. It just has to run the apps. Like, what is it with the? I know there's the vanity aspect for using a cell phone as a fashion piece, but aside from that, if you're just these, happy, jolly bachelors who just need a phone, why not go get a phone that's 3 years old and $100?
What I always do is I buy the oldest iPhone available. So I just buy the oldest model they have. Because like I've got the MacBook. My MacBook is 10 years old, still functioning.
Good. Yeah.
Yeah. The only thing I needed to do was change the battery. But the practical thing about that is that it connects with your phone as well. So you have all the files everywhere where you need them. So that's why I stick with Apple. But I'm not going to buy the latest and newest thing, because the only thing that's different is that the newest one is more expensive, maybe has a new camera, maybe, and is just larger. But that's kind of it. Nothing more, really.
I'm also proud of myself. I didn't have to go to the store. I ordered this on the internet. And it came. Oh man, you want to talk about old school? You want to talk about old school?
Did you find the in my cart button? And did you realize the cart is not actually a real cart?
Yep, I finally figured out there were no wheels on that cart. It was just what they call an icon, apparently. So.
Exactly.
But then the fine men and women who have their master's degree in sociology drove up in their truck and dropped it off. And I followed the instructions on a YouTube tutorial. And dude, it's so modern old school. Let's call it modern old school. Is we learn old school things using YouTube because your dads aren't around. And so I'm at the cigar lounge. I got the cables. I'm watching the video. I got headphones in here. It's transferring the data. It's going exactly as it should. The girl behind the bar should have been highly impressed with my boomer. I had my boomer glasses on. Hey, what's wrong? Let me see. Press this button. Okay, go over. I had the paper clip. I'm taking out the SIM cards, putting it back in. And like I didn't have to go to the cell phone store. Where the last time I went to the cell phone store to see what it was, the minimum price was like $710. They don't even list the full cash price. They list the payment price per month. Yep, I didn't know that. And I'm just like, okay, F America. Like, F you people. You're all losers.
Oh, man, but it's so weird to because I had that part-time job. I told my boss to fuck off today. Felt good.
What you worked at a cell phone store?
No. I worked another factory job just for once or twice a week, just to do something. But he gave me guff, and I was like, "Yeah, you're either gonna apologize or I'm not gonna show up again."
Did you say that?
Yeah.
Oh, I told him that. Good for you.
No, seriously, because one of the coworkers asked me if I could come in on Sunday morning. I'm like, "Sure, I can." Then the real boss texts me, "Well, I don't need you on Sunday morning." I'm like, "Sure." Okay. I text the coworker who texted me, who personally asked me, "Hey, boss tells me you don't need me on Sunday." He's like, "I know nothing of that. I don't know anything about that." A couple of hours later, he texts me, "I do need you on Sunday." I'm like, "Hey, sure."
Okay.
I text the boss again. It's like, "Hey, he tells me he does need me on Sunday. Since you're the one who approves the working hours for payment, I don't want any confusion." He calls me, gets all riled up, starts yelling at me.
Because you're responsible.
Yeah, and he starts yelling at me, and he feels undermined. I'm like, okay, have a nice weekend. I'm like, I'm not even gonna mention anything anymore. He calls me today. He's like, well,
Oh,
you're happy to come in, blah blah blah. I'm like, yeah, sure, I'll come in, but you're gonna apologize for your behavior last week because this is not tolerated. Well, if you think I'm gonna apologize, then we're done.
Yep. You know what? You say
No.
you're doubling my wage. I mean, you have the opportune moment to get in this boomer's face and say, "Do you know how sick and tired us young people, which you need more than we need you, are you?" I mean, really, just go to town on it. It's like, tell all your other gray-haired boomer bosses, spread the rumor around your Social Security or whatever gay program they call it over there in Holland. You could say like, you need us, so you're either gonna start treating us right now. And man, my God, you're trying to make sure that they need you for a shift, and he gets sand in his vagina.
Exactly. I was
Oh
like,
my
you're
God.
undermining me. I'm like, Jesus Christ. Tell me more about your wife who doesn't want to touch you. Seriously, fuck off.
Oh my
Like,
God.
when will they realize that we're not going to tolerate this shit? People complain about the millennials. I cannot blame the millennials for this behavior.
No.
If you're going to get in our face when you feel like your dick is small, that's not my fucking problem. It's not my problem. I'm going to call you out on it, and you're going to behave. You have to treat them like girls.
You have to treat them like little children. You do. There's an element of you're kind of the adult in the family or the situation there. But I am it's not that I'm conflicted. It's in one of the rare instances, like, no, I see two compelling arguments here where it's like, yeah, Zoomers and millennials, the lying flat or the great resignation or mail it in work, whatever they're calling it. Like, yeah, absolutely. These boomer bosses, like they need a severe, what do they always say? You need an attitude check. Oh, okay. Guess what, boomers? You need an attitude check if you like your factory to run. And then at the same time, I could see where it's like, okay, there's some real lazy, whiny types on the other side. I'm like, this reminds me of a point in history called World War II, where the Nazis and the communists were fighting each other. And I'm kind of like, yeah, why do you guys duke it out? You guys deserve each other. So I like watching the labor market settle kind of with borderline violence.
And this is, and I hate to fluff you for this, but guys who read your book need to understand something. Yeah, that guy, that man. When you read like Bachelor of Economics and Poor Richard's Retirement, and you're gonna find out that most people who you are trying to impress are sorry losers, you're gonna feel comfortable not having a McMansion or whatever, and you will be fine house hacking with friends or whatever. Jobs are out there. They just are. And as soon as you realize that, and you don't have to deal with this toxic behavior, I'm sorry for the word, I really am, but it is.
It is.
Really, this poisonous behavior, because they'll shame you. They will try and it's what he did. He tried to shame me. It's like, well, this attitude, and well, you're
make it to senior vice president when you're older.
You're welcome. It's a shame we have to. No, it's not a shame. You're trying to make me feel guilty now. Fuck off.
Yeah.
But you know why? Because I am very happy to settle for less than dealing with that bullshit. So many people wasted their lives away just to keep certain people happy. It's like what a throwaway life is that?
Tragedy.
Tragedy. Truly is tragic. Truly is. But what was I about to say? Because we were talking about the phones.
I don't know what you're gonna say about the phones. I'm just happy I got my boomerific, like I got a $90 phone. I transferred it myself. It's working fine. It's asking me a bunch of annoying things like, I can do this for you. I can do this for you. I can do this for you. I'm like, no, I don't. I want you to do this one thing. That's all I want you to do. So, but
mute everybody who tries to contact me. That's all you want you to do.
Hey, Jack, do you want to see how cool and hip I am with the kids? Do you want to see how modern old Cappy's become?
Does it involve a white van?
I'm going to give you no. Okay, good. I'm going to give you a hint. My voicemail. Take a wild guess. What's the most hippest, modernist, down with the cool kids thing you could do with your voicemail on your cell phone?
You let your nieces do your voicemail.
No, I don't know. I don't even set it up. My inbox, my voicemail is not set up to take voicemail messages. You got to text me.
Oh.
Yep. Or maybe it's full. I don't know which. I'm not going to check it out because I'm like, nope, I haven't had to take a voicemail in a year. So you could text me or you could call me, but I'm not doing voicemail. No more voicemail.
No.
It's great. It's great. Modern Life John got pissed. He's like, dude, what are you, some ghetto trash piece of crap? Your voice box is full. I'm like, who's your boomer now?
Does he even call you?
He was in town last week. A bunch of guys were in Vegas, and we were all running around like herding cats. And so he did have a temporary phone. So he got hit with the jive. He started texting me. So, but yeah, he tried calling me and said my voicemail was filled. So,
oh, shame. So you haven't met up?
We did meet up. Yeah. No, I met him very briefly. He's taller in real life. And he's in better shape than you think. Like, I don't know if he just takes bad pictures. He got some old pictures, but he's trim. He's in good shape.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, no. And it's just like anyone else that you've known on the internet. He's exactly like he is in person as he is on the internet, a douchebag. And so it was all good, and got to drive him and his buddy from the airport, did a couple shows. But yeah, no, it was cool to meet Modern Life John. And then what else? I met Glenn Lawrence. I've met Thor before. He came up. Rolo was there. Of all the cats, he's the cattiest of them all. Like, where's Rolo? Like, it's like where's Waldo? You just won't find him. Okay, you don't know where he is at any moment in time. Yeah, but it was a good time. And then had cigars and all that, and yeah, and now I think everyone went home. I'm left here holding down the fort.
Where are you now? Like Vegas?
Vegas, yep, over in Vegas right now. Yeah.
How's Vegas? How is it?
It's been chilly this year. Almost to the point that when it comes to January, I mean, you'll get it gets to, well, I don't know what it is, Celsius, but it gets to barely tolerable hiking weather. What?
I remember what I was about to say.
Oh, okay, what?
So we were talking about the cell phones and the payment plans and the yada, yada, yada. I had coworkers at that job. That was it. And one of them asked, like, you're 32, right? I'm like, yes, I'm 32. It's like, well, aren't you living together with somebody? I'm like, no. Why should I? Well, you're almost 35. I mean, I can imagine that at 35, I wanted to have a family and be successful. I'm like, define successful for me. It's like, no, mate, I can guarantee you I've had more relationships than you, and I can tell you right now, you really don't need to put a fucking ring on it to get it.
Yeah. Well, I mean, the only reason you're podcasting today is because you got stood up, right? You canceled that at the last minute.
Yeah, today, but luckily for me, I had a date on Monday, so it balances out. Everything is always a perfect balance.
Are you torn up that the girl canceled on you, Jack? You seem awfully well. You're coping with this very well.
Yes, because now I can hang out with you.
I know.
I mean,
I'm fascinated, although I guess maybe not fascinated, because we're in this profession, career sphere section of the internet where, to us, what is common sense, we forget that there's this normal world out there of normies and conformies. And they're still like, oh, get married. Oh, settle down. Why aren't you with the girl? And it's kind of like, are you still operating on that old, outdated, and ultimately dangerous operating system? Like, but they're there. They're out there.
I know. Did you see people reeing again for Leonardo DiCaprio's new girlfriend?
No, I don't.
Why did he get a new one? Fun. Yeah, he got a new one from 19. She's 19, and like the seething. It's like,
isn't he? He's older than me, isn't he? 49,
yes.
50? Oh, God
50.
bless him.
He's 50 something. His new girlfriend is 19, and like that.
19.
The middle-aged white Republican women, like, why is puffy face Leo dating a child? Clutch pearls. It's like,
I've been
great.
I've been wanting to. There's a couple. Here, I got my to-do list right here. This is an old one. It's all mussed up. There's my to-do list. And on it, I have all these ideas. And one thing I want to talk about is you have a front row seat. Because I'm kind of getting tired. I understand. I'm completely sympathetic. So I don't think this is criticism. Yet I get the question so common, like, but I kind of want to get married and have kids. I'm like, look, for the 84,000th time, if it happens, it's going to happen. But you can't run your life like that. You got to be more intelligent about it. So, like, leave the possibility open, let the girl prove herself to you, but you really got to start thinking more along the lines like, this ain't ever going to happen. And like, but what's the point of life? And I'm like, the front row seat. You get
Fuckers.
a front row seat to all this.
No, but like, why are they so focused on marriage when you can just cohabitate? Shut the fuck up about that stupid document.
Jack, I'm trying. Do you know how old Worthless is?
Oh, Worthless, that's got to be almost
13 years.
13.
No, wait,
Damn.
no, 12 years.
It's almost older than I am.
They're almost older than you are.
Mm-hmm.
Did a couple thousand of people listen to it?
A handful.
Yes, some did. Did the rest of the world listen to it?
Did the people you honor it with listen to it?
No, not even that.
No.
Not even that.
You dedicated to. Sorry, the person you dedicated.
The person I dedicated it to. Yes. They don't want to listen. They're not going to listen. They're coming from an environment where their environment and their conditioning and everyone in their life has conditioned them to think that way. And you know what? Also, anger management, I hate to keep sounding like that, but one of the sources of frustration is when you try to help people and they don't do that. And now I'm like, okay, keep getting married. So I don't know why people are still operating on Western civilization 1.0. I don't know why they're operating on that system, but they are, and I'm not going to worry about it. But I am trying to get to these guys who the one last angle I can understand is your genetics are screaming at you to want this. And I got to keep saying, that's nice. That's fine. It's going to keep screaming at you, but you need to use this frontal cortex to accurately assess what's going on in the real world and make accommodations and plans for when Miss Purdy Perfect doesn't show up with your white picket fence and your 2.3 kids. And so I think it's a genetic holdover. That's why they keep, but I want to get married and have kids. That's nice. I want an F-16. Ain't going to happen.
Yeah, but I don't understand something. It's like everybody always complains about women being promiscuous, and I'm like, oh, hello. Well, that's good.
I'm not complaining about that either. Yeah.
Tell me more. It's like, no, but I want to get married. No, you don't. Really, you don't. It's like, oh, but what else is out there? Promiscuous women.
Yes.
I fail to understand the part where you did not get that. It's like,
but in order to get promiscuous women, Jack, what do you have to do?
You have to get the abs at the gyms, lift the weights.
The weights. I got to get the delta. That's what someone was saying.
You got to get the delta. Yes.
Yeah, I got to go. So I'm doing iron crosses and looking like a bird in the gym. But yeah, and that's what they don't want. They still want to do. Oh, I'm Ward Cleaver and I don't have to go to the gym and then I'm going to get married. Like, no, it's not going to. But I am getting exhausted and exasperated answering or fielding that question. Which leads to a question I had for you. You said you're trying to not leave, but lessen your presence on the internet or the red pill, or what were you saying? You're trying to migrate a little bit elsewhere?
Yeah, a bit. Like, I got a good offer here and there, and I'm considering it.
Like a job?
Yeah.
Oh,
a good one. This was actually between the two of us, but since you said it live anyway.
Well, no, you're not leaving. No, you're scaling back. I mean, you're still here. You still do your workout thing. It's all right to, I had to scale back when I got sick and when I had to do taxes. So it's nothing wrong with it.
No. But I just got a very good offer and I'm considering it. But with like the whole red pill stuff, that is something I am lessening because at a certain point, what more do you want me to say?
Right.
Like what more do you want me to say? And it's kind of the same with the fitness thing where it's like, okay, guys, the stuff is out there, the material is there, and if you really have specific questions, well, hit me up on Twitter and I might do a stream on it. You okay if I post that link in the chat?
Absolutely, go ahead. Yeah.
Okay,
I want you to be self-employed and join the 1099 superior race.
Yeah, because I have a spot open for coaching right now. I only do 5 people at a time, so one spot is open right now. But at a certain point, like, what more can we say about the whole red pill stuff? And Ryan even mentioned this, where it's like, look, of 100% guys who come into the sphere, even of those, only 20% are gonna get it.
Mhm.
Where you and I just mentioned, like, hey, you don't have to get married or have a relationship to get girls. And still you have guys so programmed and still bend over virtue or whatever. It's like, but I want to get married. I just fucking told you you can get the girl without the paper. Here you are. I want the paper. Why? What does it add to you? Because I want it. I want the McMansion and the SUVs. It's like, you are no better than the whiny diny princess from Edina, or however you always
I'm
put it.
glad you know of that town, but have never been there.
Yeah,
It's
thanks
kind
to
of funny.
you.
Yeah, yeah.
Same as the Carlson School of
The
Management.
man, the Harvard of Hennepin County. I mean, it's
No, but it's like, guys, if you haven't figured it out yet, I can't help you. I mean, look at Rob. Rob is 5'4", 6-foot frame, but he gets laid left and right, and guys still hammer on the 80-20 principle. Oh, girls swipe left on me on the app. It's like,
it's worse than that. They only swipe right on 5% of the guys.
yeah.
It's worse, but
They swipe right on Rob. I mean,
well, right. No, Rob's a good looking guy. I hate to admit, but if you look at Rob, he's a good looking dude and he stays
for
in
his
shape.
age.
Yeah. Oh,
Yeah.
especially for his age. Yeah. You know,
You want to know how many times I get the remark, "You don't look 32."
all the time. Someone thought
All the
I
time.
yeah. It's amazing what happens when you stay in shape.
Just stay in shape, trim your fucking nose hairs, shit like that. It's like, come on. You don't look 32, by the way. You don't look even. You look way older. You look
I'm
fucking
48.
60.
Yeah. I'm
Yeah,
almost 60. Yep. Getting there.
especially
So
with that hat.
this hat is awesome. Hey, did I tell you who got me this hat?
Who was it? Your sister or?
Two most dearest girls in my life.
Oh, it was the nieces.
Yep. Lucifer and Geronimo. Guess what? Did they need any help?
No.
They said Uncle Aaron would love this hat, and they went to their pet. They picked it out on their own. They could not have gotten a better hat. I was so excited, and I asked her dad. I said, "Did you help them pick it out?" Like, nope. They saw it. They said, "We want to get this for Uncle Aaron." I'm like, I have got the best nieces ever in the history of the world. So I'm very happy. That's why I wear this hat.
A friend of mine, he really got to zero fucks given before any of us. He had
Yeah.
an Angry Birds hat.
Oh yeah.
And we went to a bar and he was dressed in his Angry Birds hat, his fucking sweatpants, and some old coat. And he would just
Get
pick
the
up
girls.
girls.
Yep.
Yeah. He would just talk to them left and right, get the conversation going, and they were fascinated with him. It's like, nobody cares. Just go out there and have fun. No, but the statistics.
But let me ask you this though, and this is what I've noticed is you got a new generation of men hitting the market every year, you know, and so I think maybe that's where the frustration comes in, and I have to understand that because it's true. They're fresh out of high school. Mom and dad didn't teach them jack. So it's the nature of education. There's always going to be a freshman class. There's always going to be some rookies let out into the market, women too. And so the questions might get repetitive, and they are repetitive. And again, you also have a huge biological component and a tradition or cultural component compelling them to do it. But yes, I can see where it gets exhausting, where you're saying the same thing, especially when people start shirking their duties when it comes to the work part. That's where I start to lose, and I charge a lot of money. It's like, okay, well, you're either going to do it or you're not. But I don't know. I mean, I make a good living kind of helping out the boys here. I do get tired of the same questions, but you are right. I think we have covered all the finite information, or at least reconstituted the traditional wisdom, that there really isn't a lot of new frontiers to field unless it's as culture and society changes and it's in the context of the previously established rules and laws that were set up. But I think it's kind of like the World War II is over, we won, and now it's just kind of patrol the perimeter sort of thing.
Mhm. But there was one other thing that really bothers me about this 1099 stuff, and that is
Yeah.
the social activity. Because I'm noticing that I'm just very much at home,
Mm.
not out and about anywhere anymore. And when I had a job that I actually liked, my social life was actually way better. Now, of course, you still hang out with the friends you hang out with, but you still had more things going on. You had more interaction with people.
Mm.
Majority is still fucking idiots. Absolutely. Majority will still be idiots. But at least there was something going on.
Yeah.
And now, and you know this just as much as I do, the internet thing does not take 40 hours a week because
No,
we
it
have
doesn't.
automized it and we are effective and we are pragmatic. So we can do it in what? The internet stuff.
It did. How many clients do I have in my inbox? I mean, really, yeah, it depends on how many projects I take on. But yeah, if you're just a rank and file internet influencer type, it doesn't take 40 hours a week.
No, it
No,
really doesn't. And
no.
even though most jobs do take 40 hours a week, which can be done in 5 per day,
Mm.
maybe even less. On the one hand, the whole social stuff, I do kind of like it. I do
Mhm.
kind of like it. Do kind of miss it. A reason to get out of the house, which now is just not really there. Could be this shitty weather as well, though. It's like
Yeah.
fucking
Well,
cold.
it's just activity as well. You're not even talking necessarily going and having beers with the coworkers, but just going out. I'm going to stop on over here. Leaving the home alone will put you into a different environment and increase your socializing.
Mhm. Yeah, mostly that. Mostly that. But
Yeah.
oh well, who knows? Who knows? Got
I
some projects going on anyways.
you want a story about a large black woman?
What did you
A
do?
good story. No, nothing. No, nothing. It's a good story. It's a heartwarming story about a large black woman.
Okay, a
Okay.
BMW.
It's
No, BBW, sorry.
DBW, yeah.
Yeah.
So, I go to this cigar lounge, that's way outside of the it's
Was
on
her
the
name
fringe.
Monica Lewinsky?
No, black woman, black woman. So, I'm lining up a cigar and there ain't nobody else around. Well, a rather large, black woman about my age, not super large, just, hefty. She comes in and she gets a cigar too. And I'm like, well, you don't see that a lot. Now, there's not a lot, a ton of brothers go smoke cigars, but not a lot of black women in the cigar community. Very rare, very exceptionally rare. So I'm like, oh, that's kind of interesting. And she then invited me, like, hey, you want to come smoke? I'm like, oh, hell yeah. So we just sat and had just a wonderful and pleasant conversation. I won't say what she does, but she has a very interesting job. And so we talked about that a little bit. And she was born and raised in Vegas, which is rare because Vegas is a very transitory community. A lot of immigrants, like not from Mexico, but other people from other states come and settle here. So if you're a native, it's very rare. So just had this pleasant conversation. Then all of her coworkers and buddies show up who also smoke. And I was sitting there like, man, I had a pleasant conversation with this gal. She's very smart. All of her friends and colleagues show up, and there's a camaraderie there. And I like this is the most socializing I've had since I've come to Vegas. Since I can't walk the dog of no real value anymore because she ain't around no more. But it was just
Wait,
like,
what?
well, she's here, but her owner has a boyfriend, and now it's always over at her boyfriend's house. So I haven't seen the dog of no real
Oh,
value in
I
like
was
3
worried for
weeks.
a moment.
No, she's alive.
Oh,
She's
oh,
alive,
thank
but
God.
yeah, but I was like, man, but the unifying variable they had, the common thread they had is they all worked at this industry, and they all like to smoke cigars. And I was just like, dang, yeah, I remember you get off shift and maybe there might be a party or maybe there'd be something else going on, or maybe just going to catch a movie with your coworkers. So yeah, I could see it's not gonna hurt your social life, that's for sure.
But you need to have a place where it's actually how do I phrase that? Where you want to be, where you can tolerate it, kind of thing. Because most jobs are just intolerable because of
Right.
whatever personalities they have there.
Mhm.
So you got to be lucky. Because I know a couple of guys who have great jobs. They never want to leave. It's like, yeah, no, all fine and dandy. Like you're slaving away in your 9 to 5, but I'm actually pretty happy in my 9 to 5. It's like,
Yeah.
yeah, it's not
It can
a
happen.
yeah.
Well, aren't you out of pure logic just going to take the job anyway, just to see if it plays out? Because you can always quit later.
True. And yeah, that is a bit of a thing because a friend of mine will
Vouch for
probably
you.
will vouch for me, and
Oh,
I don't want to be that guy. So
oh, okay,
if I'm gonna do it, I'm gonna commit. That is just
okay,
out of sheer decency towards him as well. Because
okay.
if I mess up, they're gonna look at him. It's like, who the hell did you invite over in here?
Yeah.
That's
Well,
just not decent. That is just, you don't do
there's
that.
there's one thing you can do, and I found that it made my last job reasonably tolerable. Is I the last job I had, not that I didn't give it my all, but I gave it my all in a stoic and accepting manner at this job where it's like, okay, you guys are a small community bank. You're too busy effing your cattle because that's what you do in Wyoming. Sometimes you get excited to get a sheep. And if you're really good, you fuck your sister. All right. You're not a true Wyoming banker till you fuck your sister. All right. So I knew kind of going in because they were slow, like, all right, I'm just going to do exactly everything they say. Like, I'm going to be a soldier, man. And I'm not going to think about it. And I did it, and they still fucked up because, shocker, these guys didn't know what they were doing. So they'd say, we want X and Y to be done. And you'd say, well, that's mutually exclusive because if you do X, it will make Y impossible. They didn't care. But it was kind of a fascinating psychological study as into the insight of inept management, where just to sit there. I'll give you a simple example, not to bore people, but you'd have a guy who hasn't paid his loan in over a year. And it's like, let's go repossess the property and the collateral and sell it. Oh, no, no, no. And I just watched him like kick this can down the road and inevitably see the piece of property, the roof collapsed and then a bunch of water damage was there. And I just watching and seeing what they did. And I didn't get upset. I didn't get angry. They're like, well, why don't you drive by and do another site visit? Why? To see if it's caught fire? What do you just okay, and I just drive around. And I'll give you another one. So I was in this small town in Wyoming. All right. The population was 3,000 people, right? Not a big town, but for Wyoming, an okay sized town. So they wanted me to do a loan on a trailer, like, Jessup, where the cousin fucking begins and ends. Jessup had his trailer. And I'm like, it's a trailer. I look at the year of construction. I look at, and keep in mind, there's not a lot of sales for comparables in the area. It's only a town of 3,000 people. So I pull what comparables I can. I try not to go back too far because prices had changed. And I come up with a really good, a fair and accurate assessment as to what the value of this property is so we can lend out on it. I get called in the office and he's like, well, you were a little stingy with your comparables. I'm like, what are you talking about? Like, you got to drive around town. That was kind of that's in a better part of the neighborhood that you think. I'm like, better part of the neighborhood? What are you talking about? It's one intersection with a stoplight. What neighborhoods? Where's the Edina? Where's the Winnetka? What are you talking about? So I said, okay. I didn't get angry. I just drove my motorcycle around, just checking out the neighborhood, which I already knew before. I'm like, all right, here's an extra 10%. So
Yeah, but
what the long story to tell you is like, why not just try to give it your all, like as a study, like, okay, I'm gonna do whatever you want, boomer. Okay, I'm a team member. Like, just do it and see what happens.
I tried that, but what you're addressing right now had nothing to do with your behavior, but how your behavior made them feel. And that's kind of, well, hear me out on this one. It's kind of like, well, with my boss and bosses I've had in the past,
Mm-hmm.
where it's you do something that is not to their liking, even though it's good, but it's not
Right.
how they would do it.
Yeah.
So they're addressing you on the thing you did, but what they're actually saying is you didn't do it like I did, which makes me
Right.
feel uncomfortable knowing
Mm.
there is a better way than I did.
Okay.
And then they want to like put you in line. And that's where I'm always a bit, yeah, this is
Yeah,
not going to fly. I have
but
dealt with gaslighting before and I'm not
mm.
doing it again. So I am really fast on calling
so
that bullshit out.
so then, regardless of whether you would tolerate that or not in this new job, you would still walk. So
Yeah, but
you
hearing from him,
mhm.
it's not that kind of place.
Okay.
Because
then
he would have walked to.
yeah,
He
because
would.
then the only other strategy then is to do like Ron Livingston's character in Office Space, where you just carpet bomb and zero fucks to give, and you don't give a damn. You like, you gut a fish, you take down the cubicle wall to look outside the window, that kind of thing. So then you're just like going for broke, but they might just damn well promote you. So I'm just thinking, yeah, I know you don't want to put your buddy at risk, but at the same time, to make sure you get at least a year in, like just try and play ball as a morbid psychological experiment for your own benefit to see what happens.
Mhm. I get what you're saying, but not there.
Okay.
Like I do it in other places, but not at that place.
Okay.
If and when that will happen, I will put my best foot forward.
Mm.
Even if it's just for the decency for him, out of
Mhm.
respect for him for getting me in, things like that. Of course, I'm not going to tolerate certain behaviors, but the beauty is if that behavior was there, he would have had it as well, and he would have walked
He would have
ages
walked.
ago.
Okay.
He's kind of in my caliber when it comes to that. But if I have an entry level job again,
Mm.
then yes, then I fully 100% agree with you. Where it's just like, just do what you tell me. But the problem with that as well is because I tried that at that latest job, and then they're gonna still find things like you're awfully quiet. Do you like it here? It's like,
No, it's a
sorry,
job.
I just want to fucking come here 2 days a week, swipe the fucking floor, clean whatever you want me, and go home. Do you like it here? It's like, what do you want from me? What do you want? It's like, I'm here for work. I don't want to hold your fucking hand, okay? Just pay me.
Well, don't you want to join our family, Jack?
No!
The XYZ family. Join the
No.
family. You're not. My favorite was like, you're not a good cultural fit. What a weapons grade quanta haha from HR that's backstabby and passive aggressive. Like, yeah, you're right. I'm not. I just want to come here and do my job.
Yeah.
But I don't know. I
Or
guess going forward, young
the
people
whole,
don't have a
I've
family.
had some complaints about you. Who complained? Well, I can't tell you
I
that.
can't
And
tell you
then you as the individual go by everybody.
Yeah.
Something not to your liking, and they all say no.
Right.
They all say you're doing it great. Why are you asking? And then you go back. It's like, hey, by the way, I asked everybody. There are no complaints. So what else you got?
It's almost
Yeah.
like you want to go in, and there's been a piece of me that I want to go back and work for corporate America, but this time scare the ever living piss out of every cocksucker there. Like going, starting with the interview, like, no, I'm not talking to, or go into the HR interview, like, okay, so why am I talking to you? You don't have any experience in whatever accounting or engineering or whatever else. You don't even know the job. Are you going to, and like, do you have a real question, or is this going to be all your astrology, HR, witchcraft type of question? And what's it like being like, do you actually believe in this? Like, this is what you want to live for, huh? Like, I'm out of here. I'm going to, and then even working for these people, like the boss, well, we don't really, well, how would you like it done? Like just get in their fucking face.
Yeah.
Just for revenge. And it's just, and then like, let them have it. Cause they so rarely get it. It's like, you're never going to turn this profit. You're never going to turn this factory around. You get this baby boomer bullshit, this, woke crap. Like, dude, people want to make the freaking widgets and go home. What don't you get about that? And then you're not a cultural fit. Shut the fuck up with your culture. It's a job.
But again,
You want
I
to have that
really
social
hate.
aspect?
No, I really hate it when this happens during podcasting where something gets lost in translation. But I really hope everybody will get into the situation where they can just tell an employer to fuck off.
Mm-hmm.
Not lose your job, but just be in that position that with peace of mind, you can look at the guy and say, we're not doing this. You are not treating me like this.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm leaving if you keep doing it. Like, no, I had this with a previous job as well. We could put in our vacation. We were able to put in our vacation. And I like to have my vacation in December with the holidays, just 2 weeks off, maybe a month, whatever. And I had enough off days. So in September, my manager tells me like, hey, Jack, you have X amount of off days. if you want to do something with that, do it now. Otherwise, taxes, whatever. I'm like, yeah, I want to do it in December. He's like, fine. I go to the guy who makes all the planning department. I'm like, hey, December, 2 weeks off. December and January. Oh, you're too early. I'm like, okay. I'm like, okay, sure. October, I get the mail from my manager and the whole department where it's like, now is the time to ask for your vacation. I send them a reply. It's like, okay, last 2 weeks of December, first 2 weeks of January. I have the days. I have the off days. I like save them up. Oh, you're too early again. I'm like, okay. September, October, November. I do it again. Oh, you're too late. I'm like, what? I'm like, what did you say? Oh, yeah, you're too late. I'm like, I've sent you 2 emails before. Well, now we're just too busy. We can't do it again. I'm like, you know what? I'm just going to take my vacation. Oh, what do you mean? I'm not coming back. And he just looked at me like, what? You can't be serious.
Oh, my God.
I am serious. That's when I found Mr. Money Mustache. That was that job where I really got into minimalism, where it's like, oh, wait a minute. I can save on this expense. I can save on that expense. Oh, wait a minute. If I get a gym at home, I save that much money. So I had a shit ton saved up. And then they were like, oh, you're too late for your vacation. No. I'll just take it.
Here's the thing, and this is what it's going to take for your dream to come true, wherever it went. Westerners in general are going to have to give up this debt slave value system where you think the most important thing is status and materialism, where you get a car, you get a fancy house, or in your world, a flat because you don't have enough land because there's way too many Europeans and the small little postage stamp. Your countries are that big. The fashion, the clothes, the dining out, and this goes for women too, and all the debt that finances it, where you have to have that job. You are now dependent upon that job. And until everyone swaps out that debt value, status value system for minimalism, for freedom, that is not going to change.
You know why guys do it, right?
What's that?
You know why guys do it, right?
What, for the minimalism?
No, why they don't do the minimalism. It's sad.
The girls,
yeah, the girls.
Yeah, where do you think I've been? What? Yeah, I know why.
Just putting it out there. Just putting it out there. It's pretty sad that guys just get a mattress on the floor. If you can't get laid with only a mattress on the floor, you're not getting laid ever, okay? It's like, do that.
Out of necessity, I had to be a minimalist. But after after I went through college, I'm like, well, I'm still alive. I'm still here, and I don't need this stuff anymore. And I've never understood. You could put a brand new Lexus in front of me and say, you could have that Lexus, but you're not free. I do not want the Lexus. You could have this really nice house, but you won't be free. You'll have to answer to this cocksucker all the time. No. And I don't know if they do it consciously. Some do. I know evidence of employers doing it, but I think it's been that way for at least a couple generations, that these boomer bosses know they got you over the barrel and intuitively just treat you like shit.
Yeah. I mean, that's just not going to happen anymore. It's the same with parents and bullshit like that, where it's like, no, blood is not thicker than water, my friend. No.
I got a great article about the evils of adults and parents.
Really?
Oh, yeah.
Oh, is that what the show is about? The adults lie to you?
The adult, they always lie to you. They always lie. Aaron, aren't you 50 years old? Like, no, I'm not. I've never signed up for that. I never wanted to belong to Team Adult. They were always the enemy.
What really is an adult? Like, you have adult, like the adult pretenders, where it's like, oh, I have a mortgage, I have my own home, and I have a boss whose dick I need to suck, otherwise people will evict me. Or you have the guys who are like, hey, every choice I make, I bear sole responsibility. That's the true adult. By the way, I also like watching anime and discuss with this boomer over here that Berserk is indeed of high quality.
When's the last time you saw it?
Berserk, I even saw that last year.
Really? The 90s version?
The 90s version.
Where his sword doesn't even touch the person and 5 people explode into blood?
Yes. It's about the story.
The story.
Yes, I know you're a bit visually pampered with everything, with your generation, like all the screens and you and your Xbox. I grew up with Nintendo.
Hey, I'm a badass. Oh, look, here's this effeminate guy. Oh, drama. I might have had sex with the one female on the team. Oh, let's go invade this place. Great story, man. Great story.
You are a brute and a swine. Uncultured swine is what you are,
Hey,
sir.
you know what? I got a new anime idea. Let's have a bunch of people that just get jacked and ripped and their hair color changes, and we'll talk smack
Oh,
talk, and then
that's
3 seconds out of a 5-hour video will be an actual fight where they actually might have to draw.
now I don't know if you mean Dragon Ball Z or JoJo Bizarre's Adventure.
Or One Piece Pirates.
Oh, One Piece Pirates isn't like that.
Yes, it is. Yeah, I
Nah.
saw. I like. No, this is
Did you
actually-
finish Finland Saga, by the way, the first season?
The first season, yes.
I
Highly
thought it was
unimpressed.
good.
It was good in some ways, but they spent so much time building up such great characters, and then it abruptly ended. I'm like, that's it. And then the weak ass prince is the one that takes out Asgard.
Yeah.
I was like, no, no.
There is season 2 is busy right now. 5 episodes have aired. 5, but like the whole northern thing is pretty. I wouldn't say complicated, but it's not very linear. Have you ever seen the show Vikings? It's kind of the same thing. Like, oh, we're going to build up all these characters, and they die, and we replace them, and the storylines intertwine, and it's like,
Yep, couldn't.
Okay.
Yep, I couldn't. No, I just. It was fine. I was sick when I was watching it, so held hostage. Dog of no real value was with me on that one, so I have fond memories of that. But no, it's sorry guys. Literally about 96%, 97% of anime is garbage, and it's only exceptional few that are really good because of the integrity of the plot.
Oh, you did watch Death Note?
I did.
Yeah, you didn't finish it, did you?
I got to the point where, we need to make more money on it. So, hey, his brother came back. Now here's some. I'm like, no. Oh, I'm going to eat chocolate.
Oh, Menno and Nier. Yeah, okay. I get what you mean. That is the weaker part, but the ending is still pretty good. Yeah.
My life is. I'm too valuable a person to watch the second part of Death Note.
No,
and here's another thing about the main part. Now there's a new rule we just created. Oh, look out! Oh.
Yeah, but he does that to get them off his trail.
I will say the exceptionally good aspect of that show was how reverse detective work you had to do to cover your tracks. It was phenomenally done there. That was very well done. But then it's just like, oh, I see. You're going to drag this out and make as much money as possible. Okay,
it's only 25 episodes. How much can you track that
then
out?
Season 2. And then season 2.
No, there is no season 2.
Wait,
the total of Death Note.
Yeah.
The total of Death Note is no longer than 20. Okay, I'm going to guess here. 26 episodes.
Okay, all right. Well, whenever the new guys came in with the brother, and I'm like, no, I'm done.
That's not
even. And even, you know what? Even one that's near and dear to our hearts, One Punch Man.
Yes.
All right. Phenomenal.
Yes.
Phenomenal. And then the second part where this guy is undefeatable, and the class S guys can't take him out. I'm like, okay, it's getting way too serious. It's getting way too it's supposed to be lighthearted and funny, and it just got way too serious. I'm like, no.
Have you seen Mob Psycho 100?
No.
It's from the same creator as One Punch Man. Yeah, you should watch it.
Okay. Can you text me that so I remember? Because
I will text you, Boomer. You are so boomerful to me.
Hey, you want to go through some super chats, especially?
Yeah, let's do it. Let's do it. All right, go.
Red Hawk, $5. Go ahead, take it, Jack.
God, you'll have anybody on, won't you, Cappy? Shut
Yes, I will. Yes, I will. Did you see how I promoted the guest on Twitter today?
I saw.
Well, tell the audience so they appreciate.
I retweeted you even.
I know
called
you
me the special needs. Yes.
Yeah. He's not just a special guest. He's a special needs guest.
Yes. And then I mentioned tending to the elderly because you're lonely and nobody likes you.
Nobody likes me.
And my date canceled on me. So Nonstop Dre for $2. I'm happy my boss is a USMC veteran like me. Oh, that's pretty dope.
Yep.
I had that once. I had a Navy veteran as a boss.
Yeah.
Coolest guy ever. We
There
still
you go.
text.
Good.
Great guy.
New one.
Yeah. Older boss. Wait.
Read this.
Oh,
Read
no.
it.
Non-stop 360 for $2. My boss knows I can walk away and work anywhere else.
Yeah. Did you go to the Carlson School of Management too?
Laurel 57, $2. You've been talking about malicious compliance. Yep.
Oh, okay. So there's a term for it.
Yep. Oh, and I need to shill something. Red Hawk is still in the chat. We have a show that Red Hawk, Governor Megatron, and I do, and we talk about culture stuff instead of the girls.
Okay. Well, good. I like that. Here, there's a thing. Malicious compliance. It's even got a Wikipedia entry.
Yes.
Malicious compliance, also known as malicious obedience, is the behavior of strictly following the orders of a superior despite knowing that compliance with the orders will have an unintended or negative result. Holy cow, that's what I was doing. The term usually implies following an order in such a way that ignores or otherwise undermines the order's intent but follows to the letter. It's a form of passive-aggressive behavior that is often associated with poor management, labor relationships, micromanagement, a general lack of confidence in leadership, and resistance to changes perceived as pointless, duplicative, dangerous, and otherwise undesirable. It is a lengthy, there's even research on this.
Yep.
Wow.
Yeah. Watson was talking about that.
Wow, malicious compliance. There you guys go. It's got a thing. Let me go through. Let's do the sponsors real quick. Academiccomposition.com. Go to academiccomposition.com to have all your college papers written for you because although I guess now ChatGPT takes care of that. Or if you want to work, you could work for Alex at academiccomposition.com. The Way of Monkey book by Turt Flinging Monkey. Please read that. It is the modern day Marcus Aurelius meditations book, just for modern times. Read that and you'll be less angry. Pushing Rubber Downhill, both the book and the website. Adam Piggott, my good friend and colleague. That is a mandatory book to read. It's the journey of a hero, where he goes from a nerdy, geeky boy to a real man. Have you heard of this? The Masculine Geeks. Have you heard of those guys?
Yeah, they like to do something with white vans and free candy and stuff like that.
Yeah,
I've heard about them.
That's what they do. And daybydaycartoon.com. Go ahead, check that out if you like a conservative web comic that isn't woke. Kerry Lutz's Financial Survival Network. Check him out. And then Seth Himes, go to indemandcareers.com to get a career in digital marketing for a mere fraction of the time and the money it would take to get a job. And then also I'm going to put in a link to the VeloWave bike that I have. It is a pedal assist bike that is now charged by my solar panels. So if push comes to shove, I can go 40 miles in one direction with some pedaling and escape. I'm already pretty far out there. If you ever come visit me, I'm like, how far do I need to get away from society? But I'm pretty far out there. And that's about it.
You know what I don't understand about bikes? It's completely stupid, by the way.
Yeah.
So in the Netherlands, the land of bicycles, you have two models of bikes. One with a bar between your seat and the steering wheel, like this.
That's a men's bike, yeah.
Yeah, that's the men's bike. And the female bike has the bar like this. And I'm like, why is this even a thing? Because you'd think that the guy would want that bar as far away from his seat as possible. It's like,
got me.
And when I'm going to buy an electric bike, which I will, I'm just going to buy the female version. I don't fucking care.
Well, the VeloWave, yeah, they have racing bikes where the bar goes straight across, but this one is an off-road rugged, like both a hybrid. It could go on roads, it could go on dirt. You may like it, and it's great for just putts. Like Europeans should get this, because you guys all like, you know, your grocery store is just down the block or whatever. This is a really good. I mean, I have to go a ways to get into town, but even then I can make it into town. But I got to charge it up either at the coffee store or the cigar lounge. But yeah, I liked it more than I thought I would, and it does save a little bit of gas, especially if you live nearby.
Oh, so that's where that came from. Thank you, Thinking Time. The female bike thing originated from when women wore skirts.
Oh, skirts. Oh, yeah.
That makes sense. Women don't wear skirts anymore. They have these fupa jeans. Bring back waist jeans, you know, low waist jeans. Bring them back.
Jack. You know, you might as well ask for marriageable women, right? Okay, just give up on it, man. Just
I
give
don't
up
want to
on it.
marry them. I just want
I know
to
you don't want to.
be
I know you want.
appealed by them.
I know. But you're gonna go out and you gotta come. Did you go to a Walmart when you were here in the United States? Did they take you to a Walmart?
I don't think we did.
All right.
There was
Well,
a
come on, man.
huge grocery store, though.
Okay.
Dude, like, there were a couple of hot black chicks. That was insane.
That I was curious about that. I mean, that there's no doubt, but usually they're not attractive. But you must have been. Were you in like something like King of Prussia? Were you in
No,
that neighborhood? No. Okay.
no,
That's
not that I remember. Not that
Mount
I remember.
Laurel. Were you in Mount
But
Laurel, New Jersey?
there were pretty decent, attractive women in the U.S. Don't know what you're
Okay.
complaining about.
Just come to Vegas, Jack. Come to Vegas. I don't know where you guys were going over in Jersey,
No, but
Philadelphia.
you think that Vegas is like the place to be for chicks. Like Miami, when I see what they bring on the White Claw Power Hour, I'm kind of like, that's really not my type of chick. No
Mhm.
honesty. Like, you know what pose I'm getting really sick of? It's that pose where a girl like turns her back to you and then just puts that ass out. It's like, honey, can we just stop that pose? Can we eradicate it from the earth? Can we go back to tits? Is that so much to
Do you know
ask?
what I'm gonna do? Do you know what I'm gonna do? I'm gonna go for a hike and listen to the Cynical Libertarian Society. I'm gonna listen to Critical Drinker. I'm gonna listen to Turd Flinging Monkey. I'm literally like Moses in the desert. It's gonna be Aaron in the desert, interestingly enough, but the desert is Vegas and not the Sinai Peninsula.
You
And I'm just gonna
literally
listen.
have
Yeah.
a girlfriend with the boobies,
Yes, I do.
with the boobsa.
D's. I guess double D's. She said, "These are
And
technically double D's." And I'm like,
don't
"Okay."
care.
I want them bigger, but all right. Okay.
Well, even
I like them big.
and
I
you're gonna
want
put yourself in the desert. It's like, Cappy, just come out, okay? Be a homosexual author. Get
oh,
them inclusivity
I don't
sales.
go hey, she comes with me. We go hiking together. And she listens to
Oh.
her podcast and I listen to my podcast. Yeah.
Oh yeah. Oh, can you
You can't
imagine having a conversation? Ugh.
Now when you hang out with each other 24/7, I mean, it's like, yeah, you listen to your dumb girl shows like, "Oh my god, beep, 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 beep,
Gee,
beep, 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 beep." And
did
then
you
this,
know?
did you know? And you know what? My girl is way
If
better
you
than the
really want your man to love you, what you should do is
here's 48 simple steps. But no, they are
none of
girls.
them include sucking his dick.
They're girls and they listen to they're girls. They're gonna listen to dumb girl shit.
My
And
Little Pony.
no, not that dumb, but they really do get
Close.
into like health. Here's what I love about women, American women anyway. They will consume copious amounts of diet and health and exercise podcasts and not do one damn thing that's in it. Not one damn thing. Like y'all still fat. You're like, oh, here's my, the girl on the show is thin and in shape. You're like, oh, here was my exercise at the gym, but then the girls would be like, oh, I listened to this podcast, and she said we should take this supplement that she's advertising. And it's like, yeah, that's not why she's
Just
thin.
stop eating. And the amount of girls I meet who are so on self-declared vegetarians and vegans, I'm like, how can you be fat?
You go walk into the desert, Jack. You just put on your headphones. You just go walk in that desert, man. And it's like 62 degrees Fahrenheit, and the sun is out. You got your hat on, and you just enjoy listening to intelligent male conversation,
What's
whatever
that?
podcast that might be.
What's that song again about the horse and no name? Comes to mind.
I'm in the
Walk through
desert
on the horse with no name.
the something of the rain. La la la
La
la
la
la
la
la
la
la
la
la la.
la la la. Society's greatest.
We
Right.
gotta go. You and me are gonna make a video album together. We're gonna do two
Bitches ain't
guys.
shit, yo.
Here, but yeah, I really just enjoy walking in the desert listening to my podcast. That's all. That's all I'm gonna do. Yeah. All right, get this one from Dre.
Not so Dre for the $2. Isn't he generous today? That's already 3 super chats of $2.
What he makes up in dollar donation, he makes up in volume. Yes,
That is true. Cappy is a sponsors big for. Sorry, Cappy is sponsored big for Carlson School and PETA.
PETA, correct. PETA. So I guess the Carlson School should be very fortunate because I am too busy with all this other stuff, including having fun and relaxing. But there's a piece of me, like I have it on my to-do list, like, get the Carlson School of Management, make fun of them. And I have all these different videos I want to do. One of which is I just want to go out in public with a camera. Like, have you heard of the Carlson School of Management? No. Have you heard of the Carlson School of Management? No. Have you? And then I could say the Princeton of the Midwest, the Harvard of Hennepin County, and then just find someone like, oh, you have heard of it. Would you hire anyone from the Carlson School? And then just do the video and like, no one's heard of this school.
Rob and I wanted to do that when we saw a hot chick with an ugly boyfriend. It's like, madam, please, hold up. Don't you know you have hyperactivity? Your man isn't even 6 foot tall. And then just beat them with the rational male. Don't you know you want a top 20%er?
Here's another one from Dre.
Again, with the $2, Operation Evil, 4 guys, height announces pills. Enhancement pills.
Yeah. No, I do have, also on this list, I have a great Operation Evil for the Womans.
Again? I thought I already narrated
the menu taught me, I'm glad I wrote the menu because it showed me women are not going to read it. And advertising to women is almost impossible unless you are a woman and you're in their clique. I sent several emails to various female websites and influencers offering, it even says advertise with us, and you click, okay, I'd like to advertise. You never hear back from them. So that is you got to be in a little Mean Girls clique in order to have Becky give you the approval. So I have something different.
I did a podcast with a female 2-3 weeks ago. That was interesting.
Was it Allie?
No, we are planning on that, by the way, doing a live stream with Ali. That will be interesting. I did not know beforehand she had 100,000 YouTube subscribers. Like, holy shit. Yeah.
Does she? Oh, good for her.
Over 100,000. And here I am like, hi.
Are you monetized? Are you monetized?
I am monetized.
That's all that matters, man.
I have almost 3,000 subscribers.
Oh, wow.
I don't ever tell a girl about it, but no. Never show your power level. Because otherwise I've got them running in the background like, tee!
Yeah, if I were ever out in the dating field, I'd be like, oh no, I'm an insurance claims adjuster. I'm an appraiser. I just feel like, yep, I'm just an appraiser. They would never know about this. And my name is Chad Elkins. That's who I would go by. That'd be my alias is Chad Elkins. That's Are you there, Jack? Oh, there
I'm here.
Okay. All right. Do you want to know why parents are evil?
Do tell.
So let us go back in time, Jack. Little Jack, right?
Yeah.
Your little kid Jack, Uncle Sven or whoever out there gives you a donut and some candy, right? He gives you some sugar, right? And you eat it, and then at about 7:30 rolls around at night, your brother having a great time, you're just being kids. What would your parents inevitably do?
Send us to bed.
Stop having fun. You're hyperactive. You need to go to bed. Did you break anything?
Nope.
Did you hurt anyone?
I didn't.
No. Now, I am being 100% serious. Going back to when I was 3 years old, I'm like, what are you talking about? Like, I'm not, you want to talk about gaslighting? That was gaslighting. Go legit 100%. What were the parents really saying?
Do what we tell you.
No, that would almost have a discipline and good moral and lesson of the story there. What were they really saying? 7:30, 8 o'clock. You and your brother are having fun, doing whatever. You happen to have some sugar beforehand. What are the parents really saying? Modern American parents.
Stop having fun and enjoying things you're eating. Stop it.
I am tired of parenting. I want to go to bed. I want silence. And I'm going to fabricate this reason that you need to calm down and go to bed. I'm going to end your fun. I don't want to deal with you anymore, even though we had you. We didn't abort you. And I am more important than you just being a normal kid. And they would always say, you're crabby. I don't know what crabby the equivalent is over in
Yeah, no,
Holland.
I know what it means.
Yeah. Oh, you're crabby. I've seen it with my knee. Oh, they're getting crabby. I'm like, they look like they just acted like little kids to me. Oh no, they're getting. Do you have this overtired? Did you ever have that communist Marxist propaganda bullshit?
Oh, he's
You're,
just tired. That's why he's being annoying. No, you
he's
need to kick him outside.
he's overtired. I'm like, wow. Did you go dig in the toilet to pull out that bullshit?
I've heard of overly sensitive, which is usually used by women who can't get their way, but
Yeah. So you're crabby, you're overtired, and you had too much sugar, right?
mhm.
And so, oh, don't give the kids sugar. So I looked into this. Hyperactivity. Does sugar cause hyperactivity? Jack, what does the science say?
Probably no.
That's why the adults are evil. Here we go. From science.org.au. These are Australians. Does sugar really make kids hyper? Ask any evil parent. I added the evil. Returning from a birthday party with kids, and they'll swear that yes, of course, without doubt, sugar makes their children hyperactive. A look at the giggles, the silliness, the loudness, and energy, which would describe normal children, might seem to confirm this assumption. What do parents want? Do they want the kids just to sit there and
Yes.
read their books? Yeah, okay.
They probably didn't want the kids, where it's like, oh my god, this is way more responsibility than Tina told me.
Jack, did you know that little boys don't want to sit in a fucking desk for 9 hours a day, 5 days a week?
I
How
did
dare
not
they want to
know
go
that.
outside and play?
I don't remember that from preschool, where I loved to sit down and listen to a boring teacher who was just wiping the semen of her mouth. It's like, no.
We need drugs. How dare those boys go out and want to play?
Call Heisenberg. We need him.
Not kidding. Not kidding. The adults are evil. The adults are your enemy. They are not your friends. Like, did you ever have Calvin and Hobbes, like the comic book over in Europe?
I know of it, and maybe I've seen it somewhere when I was a kid in the newspaper,
Dude,
but not as much as you guys.
Get it. Just get it. Don't watch no more anime. Just go get it and read through it. It's brilliant. It's brilliant because it is. It's true. The parents are always trying, not the parents, but the adults are always like going against Calvin. He just wants to be a kid. But what does science say? The answer, based on numerous studies over several decades, might surprise more than a few frazzled parents. From a scientific perspective, there is no substantial evidence that sugar or artificial sweeteners causes hyperactivity in children.
Okay, hold up.
Science.
Hold up. Wait a
All
minute.
right.
Are these the same people that say that Fruit Loops and Pebbles, whatever they're called, are more healthy than eggs? I don't know if you saw that crap.
Yeah. And here obviously is the more important moral of the story. We don't know. You know why? Because all of science is biased, influenced, and propagandized. So they link to an article here, effects of diet science on sucrose for aspartame and the cognitive and behavior performance of children. This was in 1994. Is there a way to find out who finances it?
There is. I knew of it, but I don't remember. We had that in our personal training education, where a lot of training advice is now science-based. But even they were like, yeah, the one thing you really want to pay attention to is who paid for it.
Who paid for it, right?
Because this is why I don't focus too much on the details of nutrition. Like I've done a podcast here and there, and people started asking me about the details of nutrition, and I just flat out said, I don't know. And here's why. These things tend to change by year. And the one thing that has never changed is calories in versus calories out.
Okay.
Start moving, eat less. That has always been the deal.
Mm.
Now, the whole carb is better than no carb and low fat and high fat. It's very simple. Get your minimum amount of protein in, and the rest is preference. Go from there, and you're solid. As long as you're not a competitive athlete, you really don't need to work yourself up on the details.
Okay. All right. So the minimum amount of protein, and then that's it.
Yeah, that's
All
1.6 grams per body weight in kilos.
Okay. All right. Well, I'll do the math later. So here's something a little bit macabre. I looked up one of the doctors on. Now, keep in mind, this study was done in 1994. I go to the website where they cite it. It doesn't say anything about who financed it or anything like that. But then I look, okay, here's a gal. One of the study people was Phyllis J. Stumbo. And so I looked her up, and there's a site, and it shows like it shows a chart like research items. And in 2023, it just tanks down to 0 because I think she's dead. I think she died. Like she was doing a lot of research, and that, oh no, nothing, just dropped down to 0. So I don't think she's alive anymore.
Oh.
I right now, for the purposes of this show, I don't think I could find out who financed it. But I just want to go with it. Okay. I just want to go with it because the teachers and the parents and the adults are evil. So here we go. Double-blind study research taken in 1994. Innocent, wonderful children, and some of whom had been identified by their parents as sugar sensitive, and their families were placed on a different diet for 3 consecutive 3-week periods. For each period, the families consumed a diet either high in sucrose with no artificial sweeteners, a diet low in sucrose and containing aspartame, or a diet low in sucrose and containing saccharin, the placebo. Parents were asked to assess and monitor the child's behavior over time. At the end of this 9-week study, the results of cognitive behavioral tests, along with reports from parents and researchers, were collated. The authors concluded that neither sucrose nor aspartame produces discernible cognitive or behavioral effects in normal preschool children or in-school age children believed to be sensitive to sugar. Parents and teachers and adults lie to you.
All of them.
And here's another one. Would you like more data, Jack?
Yes, give me the data.
Okay. In fact, a meta-analysis of 16 different studies on sugar and hyperactivity, all, not some or most, all came back with the same result. Sugar does not affect the behavior or cognitive performance of children. If sugar does change something, it's parental expectations of their children. Parents who were told their 5 to 7-year-old sons had ingested large amounts of sugar when in fact they were given a placebo were more inclined to rate that their children as significantly more hyperactive than mothers who were told their children received the placebo. Often, if a parent believes there is a link between sugar and hyperactivity, they will see one. 3 studies, Jack, 3 studies about the evils of the adults.
They have lied to you, Gabby. They have taken away from you your youth.
Away my child. Well, they did. The teachers certainly did. And the parents did nothing about it. But that's every American child.
And you wonder why the one thing we want to do right now is just sit in peace and watch cartoons.
Yeah. Surprise. Or walk in the desert on a horse with no name.
No name. La 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 la. There we go again.
You know what I should do? I should just have like someone film me off in the distance in the desert walking and then do a video with that song to the background. If you think about where and when children are more likely to eat large amounts of sugars, such as birthday parties, fetes, holidays, or a visit to grandma's house, there are also places that are exciting, fun, and usually have different, more relaxed rules when it comes to their behavior. People may be confusing correlation for causation. Yes, kids might get hyperactive when sugar is around, but it's not the sugar causing the hyperactivity. More likely, it's the surrounding environments that's to blame. However, just because science has so far concluded sugar does not cause hyperactivity in kids doesn't mean they should be given free reign of the jolly jar or the lolly jar. I would. That's what uncles are for. Hey, how much you want? Here's all your money. Go get all that sugar. Science has established that sugar is a substantial contributor to tooth decay. See, here comes the adults again. Here comes the adults. Well, even though it doesn't show any bad, it's still bad for you. You know, you should have as much sex as possible. All the studies show that sex, as long as you don't get anyone pregnant or an STD, it's really fun. But, there is such a thing as too much sex. There's too much a thing as too much money. Like, we gotta, they just can't let, Jack, what is it about kids' teeth before 11 years old? What is, there's something about little children's teeth before they turn 11 or 12 years old. What is it?
They fall out. They're milk teeth. At least that's what we call them in Dutch. So,
I'm serious question. When you were growing up, not necessarily just your parents, but parents in general, did they seem anti-fun? Like, you just can't let the kids go full throttle. Like, let them out and go. Let them go run around and go and do.
You know who my mom was, right?
Yeah, I know, but that doesn't.
She wasn't there much, so
I know she wasn't there much, right?
I found seriously like syrup. So when I tell you strawberry syrup and you add water, what do you Americans call that?
I guess a strawberry soda or a lemonade or something. I don't know.
Lemonade.
Punch?
Oh, lemonade. Lemonade.
Lemonade.
So
All right.
I found some old photo albums and I was scrolling through. I was like going through the pages, and I found a photo of myself as a baby, just standing next to the table, and my mom sitting behind me, like with a cigarette and the baby bottle in front of her, and in the baby bottle is just lemonade instead of milk. And I'm like,
you still made it to 6'2", huh?
I still, what the fuck? The 90s, ladies and gentlemen, the fucking 90s.
Let me finish it here. However, just because science has so far concluded sugar does not cause hyperactivity in kids doesn't mean they should be given free reign of the Jolly Jar. Science has established that sugar is a substantial contributor to tooth decay, obesity, and other health concerns, all far more serious than a bit of loud and active horseplay. So, like most things, enjoyed in moderation. Yeah, published by a bunch of, no, not moderation. You have as much sugar and as much fun as much, but look, think about this, Jack. Uncle Aaron comes to town, huh? Huh? Uncle Aaron says, get in the car. We're going to go to the park, and then we're going to go to the pastry shop, and then we're going to go get chocolate shakes, and then we're going to go feed fish. You got excitement, you got adventure, you got exercise and fuel all in one. Are the kids happy?
Yes.
So simple. So simple. Oh no, time for bed. It's like it's 6:30. The sun's still out. What do you mean it's time for bed? This is not to slam on Lucifer and Geronimo's parents, by the way. I'm just pointing out that I saw a lot of they're overtired, they're crabby. I'm like, I think they're just kids.
Yeah, but I didn't get that either, where it's like you can either force them to go to bed or you tire them out. The tiring them out part is easier said than done. Like I tried that with Traddy's kid once.
Yeah.
That kid was full of energy.
Really?
And we were like pretend wrestling and shit like that. Just lift him up like pile drive or whatever they call it, smackdown. And he just kept on coming. And at a certain point, I was even like, okay, kid. And his dad just looks at me. He's like, that was but a fragment of my power. It's like, oh no.
So do you know Ed Lattimore?
Yeah, I know.
So he heavyweight boxer, 13-1. You know, like, so this is the guy you don't want, like the last guy in the red pill community, except for maybe Jack Donovan. This is one of the last people you want to mess around with, right? So Ed had a kid, and there's the little 3-month-old kid. So there's a picture. Ed is just out, man. He's just out. And his kid is like, obviously the mom took a picture. The kid's there lying next to his dad. I said, so you're 13-2 now, huh? Being by a little bit of kid. And so yeah, Ed got knocked out again. So, but yeah, they take it out of you. But you know what? Will you lose weight if you keep up with your little children?
Yes.
Oh my God. It's almost like God or nature built in these solutions and systems that would solve all these other problems naturally. But what do I know?
It's funny to see though, because Traddy and his wife, they do weight training, and their kid is now, what is he? Yeah, he's around 3.5 now.
Oh boy, that's where the fun starts.
And he's like understands. It's like training. It's like nice, interesting indeed.
Have they got him to say hypergamy yet?
Not yet. No, I am not allowed to say certain words when he is around. I do watch the language though. I always do. When the kids are around, it's like, no, watch the language.
Yeah, we'll watch the yeah, no, I don't curse when the kids are around either. Although did I tell you no, I don't. Did I tell you about the Christmas party?
No. Yeah, there was one kid. The kid you showed me was so happy with the stuffed toy.
Oh yeah, the giant teddy bear because she had appendicitis. Yeah, but
Yeah,
not that. Well, her and her siblings along with Lucifer and Geronimo, they all decided to form niece and nephew Voltron. They all formed together. So it's Christmas. They're all running around downstairs. They got this playroom, and it's like chaos. It's awesome. It's great. Guess what Uncle Aaron got them all for Christmas?
Stuffed animals.
$20 bills. And you know what I found out with my scientific study?
They bought sugar.
Little kids all love $20 bills. Doesn't matter their age, they all love $20 bills. Now, what they bought,
Knowing
I
your
don't know.
meme, this is just so wrong, you know? This is
What's
wrong on so many levels.
What, giving kids $20?
Well, $20 is $20. Oh
Oh,
my
God,
God.
that one? No, see, only
Oh.
you would go that way. Only you
No.
would go that way.
So you walked into that yourself.
Here I am for once being innocent-minded. Dude, the even little 3-year-old, he kind of didn't know what was, but he kind of
Oh,
did. And when he saw everyone else get
horrible.
excited, then I gave him, he's like, oh, I get my own one of these. He doesn't know what it does. So, yeah, and then you know what happened?
They spend it all.
The parents took the money and said, we got to keep this safe. I said, okay, you keep it safe. Well, no, the parents let the kids spend it, but parents like, whoa, that's too much fun and power to be in a little kid's hands. Which I understand, because those darn kids would lose it. Where'd your $20 bill go? I don't know. It's probably under Barbie's ass. Who knows? But but the kids did get to spend it, and I got to see what they spent it on, and they spent it on little kid things, and they were very excited.
Did you see that meme that, what was it? Barbie sure has a lot of shit for a woman whose knees don't bend.
Wow. No. Do they? I don't know. Does Mattel start making plus size Barbie dolls now? Like, is Barbie just some fat, loud black chick? Like, you push a button.
I don't know. Watson sent me that meme, and I thought it was pretty funny because indeed, Barbie cannot bend her knees.
She cannot. All right, let's get through some super chats, and we're gonna go. I'm gonna go walk in the desert.
Okay, Daniel Way for $10. If you're looking for a good anime to watch, I recommend the following. 1, Psycho-Pass, haven't seen it. Steins Gate, have seen the first episode. Code Geass, I have seen, is absolutely overrated. I'd recommend Yu Yu Hakusho. I started that. It's actually pretty good to you, but I'm not sure if you'd like that one. Yu Yu Hakusho is the best one out of those, in all honesty.
See, that's what the problem I have with this anime stuff is. Everyone who likes anime, they say, oh, I really enjoy this anime. It's like, I don't like anime. I don't hate it. I just don't like it. It has to still meet my cartoon or real life standards. And
just watch Animaniacs. You should stay with Animaniacs, Looney Tunes, and DuckTales, and the 1930s Disney cartoons, which are amazing because Donald Duck still had a machine gun.
Yeah. Warner Brothers, Bugs Bunny is the best in my opinion. Like Wile E. Coyote and Pepe Le Pew. And my all-time favorite is Foghorn Leghorn.
Say.
Pay attention, someone, I'm talking to you.
Not Sunday for $2, but they say eat more plus move none is 6-pack abs. I can tell you from experience, my own scientific research, this is not true.
My truth.
For $2, she not fat. She number one big and beautiful Cappy.
They all are. They're all big. This is one of those things where I just kind of like, yeah, okay, what? Big is beautiful? Fine. I'm not saying a word to you. You go do you. You have fun with that. Like, at that point, you're like, they're gone. They bought the funny farm.
I'm just starting to get a serious resentment against ass. Where it's like, I'm almost gonna go full Roosh. Where it's, if you like ass, you're gay. He said that once. This is pretty hardcore. But it's like, stop the whole big ass thing, okay? An ass that can park into this.
Stop watching media. Stop watching TikTok.
I don't have a TikTok.
Where are you finding large asses? Where do you see it?
Tinder and Twitter.
Okay. All right. Why are they putting big fat asses out there? Do men really like it?
I don't know. Do they?
No, they don't. Now, some of the brothers and admittedly, some of the brothers do like a little bit more, a little bit, not like this. I was at the gym the other day and large fat black woman show. Like she was wearing a yellow dress. I'm like, that's hideous. Who is this person? But what is the main purpose of Tinder or Twitter for these girls? Attention. Do they care to get the date?
No.
That's why they want to show you their big ass and their spandex things. That's it. It's not for you, Jack. Don't look at it. Just don't look at it.
No.
Like when I go to Walmart, do
repent.
you think I go when everyone else is there? I go when it's off season. I don't want to see all the fat ugly people.
Oh, and the gays shoving down your throat. That's what got you in the media, right? Can't I go to fucking Target?
Oh, that? No, that was just like a bunch of the not gay people, but they identify as gay because they have nothing else going on. That freaked them out. That was, yeah. That didn't make me
Yeah.
in the movies though. That was
Mad Max.
Mad Max. That was the
Fury
one where I
Road.
made my global
That
tour.
is a dumb movie. That
Is it a dumb movie?
Yeah, Mad Max Fury. Oh, you haven't seen it, but it
I'm not
got
gonna
you
see it.
into the mainstream?
I don't know. It got me 20. Look, if it wasn't for that, I'd be 20% less wealthy than I am today. So I do have
Really?
to, yes, my subscribership bumped up 20% in that 1 week.
Nice.
It was nice. It was nice. I did the reverse, like who started this? And it was Peggy Sue? Mary Sue.
The Mary Sue.
The Mary Sue is the first one who did it. So I created a female email and I linked to another offending article I wrote on my blog. Say, I can't believe this guy wrote this other article and she didn't take the bait. I was like, dang it. It's like, oh, it was so close, you know?
Oh, you should try it again. You should try it again.
We'll see.
That's what I miss about like having a job as well. Reading all your old guys' blogs.
Yeah.
I just went through Captain Capitalism. That's how I met Louise.
Oh, okay. Yeah. Not Aztec Patriarch.
No. Not
the dog.
Yeah, the dog.
The dog.
The dog.
Yeah.
The brown-eyed dog. The big brown-eyed girlfriend who all the girls in school were jealous of.
Oh, yeah. Dude, that was great. Like, you have a girlfriend? I'm like, kind of, yeah. Really? What's she like? Well, she's an older woman. And then I was going to show the picture. I said, well, she's a little overweight. She's kind of short. And I showed it just a picture of a fat wiener dog. Like, oh, yeah.
Why can Leo date 19-year-olds? My truth for
wait, we already did that one.
Pepe Le Pew day game. Rusty Fuel for $1.99.
Hang on, let me get there.
That's the one. Rusty Le Fuel for $1.99. Pepe Le Pew day game. Yeah, you won't get, I mean, I saw this is a while back, and I don't know if it was satire. I don't think it was. But there was this whole feminist rant about Pepe Le Pew and how he's a day rapist or whatever. It's like, I don't even remember. It was bad. It was terrible, and we can't have fun. It's like taking sugar away from children. We must now also obliterate Pepe Le Pew.
Oh yeah, no, we can't have Pepe Le Pew.
Speedy Gonzalez, I remember that.
Oh,
Speedy
yeah,
Gonzalez was taken off the air, and his cousin.
Slowpoke Jose Rodriguez. Slowpoke Rodriguez.
Oh no.
Oh no, senor. And a gun 3 times the size of him.
Oh, that was just absolutely lovely. Did you see, by the way, this was a couple of red evenings ago. That might even be 6 months ago. Rob was dating this Mexican chick who couldn't really speak English, and I had just the best of fun with that. Oh no, senor. ¿Qué pasa?
While I'm here, let's do some fan mail so I could clean out my email address. How does that sound? And we'll get out of here.
Yeah, do the hate mail.
All right, from an Australian agent in the field. Oh, my captain, just finished listening to your video on forcing loneliness on American men. What a lovely young chap that was who wrote to you. I've listened to your advice to other young people in similar situations. Having been given to an orphanage as a baby, then fostered by various low-functioning, needy, and demanding foster families, I know the situation well. These days, I am thankful for the poor and desperate nature of my childhood. It made me driven, resourceful, autonomous, and ambitious. Without that, I wouldn't be where I am today. And I know him personally. He is a top 1% man. 1%. Multimillionaire at the top. Yeah. Multimillionaire at the top of his professional game. But more than that, a grounded gentleman who can turn hood when the situation calls. Your advice on individuals in such situations is accurate, incisive, and kind. To everyone out there, listen up to Aaron. Many years ago, I had the good fortune to meet a very wise doctor who saw my situation, told me exactly the advice you gave these young men. I'm forever in debt to him. I can't remember this is like a month or two ago. Thanks for your good work and being a big brother to all of us young men. Great work. P.S. Here's some pictures of my darling crew. No one taught me how to raise them. Had to figure it out on my own on the fly. Boppity, 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 boo. I'd like you to do a bit on raising kids as a father. Yeah, pay me. Let me know what you'd like me to pay you. Kids need to learn courage, stoicism, cynicism, strength, and bravery. Kind regard. And he has pictures of his family, a bunch of nice looking kids. I got to email this guy back here. Hang on. Just give me a second. I'm doing this so for my own cleaning purposes. All right, so that's done. Let us put that into the archives. Here, this is another one, anonymous. Hey, Cappy, I just want to share a recent experience that amplifies what you've been saying for a long time about avoiding debt and not spending every bit of money you have just because you can. I'm an older guy, make good money in the STEM field, and despite my age, have kept fresh and always keep up to speed on the latest cutting edge technology. Completely out of the blue, our company was purchased almost literally overnight. They subsequently laid off a bunch of senior leaders, canceled a bunch of projects, and do things completely different. Lots of people were freaking out as it was like a hurricane blew through into a quiet luxury resort and revealed it was actually a house of cards. Fortunately, my wife and I have been living well beneath our means for many years. See, this is like what you were talking about.
Mm-hmm.
And we could live on cash and liquid assets for literally years, no problem. So rather than worrying about being laid off, which it looks like I won't be, I'm seeing if this is a place I want to work at or just say no thanks and walk. I apologize if it sounds like I'm bragging or something. You're not. He's just telling the truth. We got to celebrate our victories.
Mm-hmm.
You got to point out when we're right. But we did make the choice to live without trying to impress people with a big house, cars, cruises, etc. So we now kind of get to reap the benefits. I share this to support what you've been saying for years. Get a STEM job, invest and save for a rainy day because you don't always see the hurricane coming. Please keep me anonymous. Don't want to boo. Just my 2 cents for what it's worth, and we'll keep you anonymous. So thank you very much, sir. Let me remind him. Just read.
Thank you for your kind words.
Thank you for your kind words. Thank you for your service. And we will.
Now shut the fuck up and let me do my fucking job.
You're a great American hero. Thank you for. Shut the fuck up.
Diet Coke.
So a bunch of people want me to do meetups. Like, hey, well, I'll go hike. And I know I did tell some people, like, yeah, if you're ever telling me, I'm no longer like meeting individuals anymore because I've had one too many spurgs just drain the ever-living life out of me. Not to accuse everyone of it, but I just don't have the time. I don't have the mental resources for it. I will be doing meetups, though, in public with a group of people so I can say hi to everyone in one shot. But yeah, I'm not doing the days of Cappy Appleseed driving across the country, meeting up with people at bars and restaurants.
I really can't imagine what that's like people waiting for you. It's like, dude,
I even did a video talking about how I am no saint, about alcoholism and all that. It's a couple videos back. And it's important in another regard. Like, guys, it's just happened to be here at the right place in the right time and pissed off enough to tell the truth. It's nothing more complicated than that. And these people are like, oh my God, Aaron Clarey. It's like, no, it doesn't, like when you meet, when you and I and Evelyn meet, we're not going to be like, oh my God, Jack Napier. Oh my God, Aaron Clarey. Like, hey, what's
you
up,
are, but not me.
But it's like, guys, you go find your own friends, get your own life, do your own thing. It's because all we're going to do is have a cigar and maybe get some food and that'll be it. So there we go.
Man, I cannot say enough kind things about Vince and Rob. I really can't.
They're good guys. They're great guys.
They really are. Yeah. By God, the hospitality Finn showed me. That is just, holy shit. That man has got his shit in order.
This guy just told me, you mentioned in your video last week about Vegas local guns. Check out New Frontier Armory up off of Central and North 5th. It's worth the trip. I frequent there from Henderson myself. Also, if you need the best price bulk Centennial. Boy, that is north. That's north and west. Also, if you need the best price bulk ammo, I've found ammosupplywarehouse.com. They are in Pahrump, and I believe still deliver to Vegas on a weekly basis. Cheers. All right. Well, next time I go to Pahrump, I'll have to do that. Financial advice, no. Pros and cons of a professional. Special requests. Boom, we're kind of done. We're done with that. Let's go through the last bits of super chats. Then I can go wander in the desert.
On a horse with no name.
No name. You know what I'd name a horse if I had one?
What?
It'd be one of those rickety old droopy back horses. You know, the one that's on its last legs.
Mm-hmm.
I name it Atham. That's what I name it.
Guy. Did you see those last Clint Eastwood films? Like The Mule and
Crybaby or something like that?
No. Even Gran Torino.
I like Gran Torino, yeah.
No, films after Gran Torino, not Million
No,
Dollar
I didn't. No,
Baby.
I haven't seen any films of Clint Eastwood
The
after Gran
Mule
Torino.
and L something. It's about a rooster. His last 3 films are actually pretty fucking good.
Okay.
You'd love them.
All right. I got to get in the mood to watch a movie. It's like 2 hours. So,
Yeah.
and
I watched a 3-hour film today. Babylon. It's not your film, not up your alley. It's about the adaptation of film in Hollywood in a very short.
Oh, like the 1920s, 1930s kind of era. Yeah. I like Bullet Train. That was a fun ride.
Bullet Train. I have
a
feeling we have an opportunity for growth here.
There's a wall. Yeah. But in the wall, there's this door. Wait, it's a window. It's
and you seem like a downright diesel. Diesel is
You're the diesel that ever dieseled.
That was such a shame what happened to him. It was such a fun movie. The White Death. Not so great, $2. Target has skinnier women than Walmart on average.
Yes, it does. Yes, it does. It's not saying much, but yes, it does.
Cry Macho. Thank you, Torgo.
Cry Macho.
Yeah. Daniel Way for $5. If you had to watch one of the animes I'd listed, I'd watch Psycho Pass. Okay.
I'll watch Psycho Pass. The King.
The Truth for $5. I want to meet up with Aaron ahead of his time so we can take the Cappy I'm out hiking salute middle finger picture. We can't all be like you, Aaron.
I almost want to go on a murderous hike. There's one called Bridger Mountain, which is 14 miles round trip. And if people really want to hang out, like we're doing this hike, and just, to make sure that it's not these fat guys who don't want to work for a living and just are looking for an excuse. Like, yep, we're doing this hike. Here we go. Keep up. And just see if people keep up or not. That's it. There we go. Want to plug your stuff? Hey, look who's here. Tornado Chasing Kid.
Tornado. Let's see. So I have narrated Carl's books from Black Label. As of this time, I have 1 spot left for coaching. I do personal training. Help me help you get your diet, exercise, and everything in order. You can go over there. Personalized training program, personalized diet schedule, weekly form checks, private Discord, and a monthly consultation with 4 other members. And if you want to subscribe to my channel, I'm almost at 3,000. Almost at 3,000.
All right.
I would very much appreciate if you go over there. Everything is in the chat. That's it.
Cool. You want to hear something funny?
Go ahead.
So I've got that from Rob. And there's like these spurgs that are like, I hate that song. Take it down. Like, do you get people that tell you how to run your show and like what you should do with your channel? You get that ever in the comments?
Every now and then. I had guys telling me like, oh, you should replace Rob. It's like block.
Yep. When you have more than 2 subscribers when you signed up for YouTube 16 years ago, when you have more than 2 subscriber every 8 years, and show me that you, in the meantime, you know what I'm going to do, Jack?
Play that song.
Whatever the fuck I want. I love that song.
There is this Pokemon YouTuber I follow. His name is Cool Trainer Ryan, and when he unpacks the Pokemon card, he has a hater board behind him, and every time he gets a hateful comment, he prints out the number and he shows the comment in the screen. It's like, we got another one, and it makes a whole happening out of getting a new hater. It's just amazing. He's up to 12 now.
I got one boomer hater, and I haven't blocked him yet because I like seeing what he has to say. Because he hates me so much. It's like, yes, hate me, let it burn you. It's
good.
all right. You want to take us out?
Toodles.